So we're gonna talk about proper turtle defense and the diving clinch. So this is something that's really purely for self-defense, not really something for sport jiu-jitsu. So self-defense or like MMA, something like that, this would be very applicable. First, we talk about the proper turtle. Without getting into specifics on boxing, our priority is staying awake and not getting knocked out, okay? So protecting the goods. Since it's a street fight, I don't really want to make fists and bring my hands up in front of my face, because if my hand gets hit and I hit myself, I've got paper skin, I know I'm gonna cut. If you get cut above the eye or on the eye and blood starts coming down into it, you're not gonna be able to see. And not being able to see is a pretty big problem when you're fighting on the street. You wanna have all of your resources available. So not making fists, first part of that. So I'm using my hands, grabbing the top of my head, okay? So if I do get punched in the head, I'm gonna take it on the hand. Yes, my hand might break, okay? But we're talking about priorities, all right? We wanna stay awake, and that's what's really important. Your hand will heal. So grabbing the top of my head, my chin tucks, elbows come in, my shoulders come up to protect the side of my jaw. So if you're in this position for 15, 20, 30 seconds, you're gonna feel yourself start to cramp up here, and you'll start to realize right away why it's so hard for fighters to keep their hands up in the later rounds of a fight. It's one of the most challenging things to do, just to keep your hands here so you don't get knocked out. So proper turtle defense, just making sure I protect the goods here on all sides, and I'm looking straight through my wrists here. If there was an opponent in front of me, I'd be looking at their chest, because people can do whatever they want with their arms and get all crazy and stuff, but the chest doesn't really change. Okay, so whenever we're fighting, we're here in our turtle and we're looking straight at the chest. So let's say Ray and I are fighting, okay? Generally, the punches are either coming straight down the middle or from the side. Especially in street fights, you're looking at a lot of this stuff here, okay? If someone starts throwing straight punches down the middle and it looks really good, you might be in trouble, okay? But either way, the point is they're all coming from shoulder level. So to simulate that, you can either have your partner just stick their hands out straight in front of them, simulating the line, or you can actually have them throw like open-handed hooks. Show them. Yeah. And that way, if I walk into it and I make a mistake, he's gonna end up tearing me up in here, okay? Keep your partners honest, okay? It's just a slap, you'll be all right. So, Al's losing it. So, I make my turtle defense, okay? He's either slapping or sticking his hands out. It's up to him. I make my turtle, and now I squat under the line of the punches. From here, I want to close this distance, but I can't just walk into him, because it's going to be way too much time and he's going to adjust. So one quick movement is what we're looking for. I push off of my back foot only to close that distance quickly. Lower my level, I push off of my back foot. Now, whatever side my opponent is standing back with, I put my hand to his shoulder once I get to his chest. As my hand comes over the bicep, my other hand comes behind the back. As I step to the side, I pinch my knees over his knee. So I've taken away his ability to step in front of me here. I've taken away his ability to punch me with this arm. If he hits me with this arm, it's going to hurt and be annoying, but it's not going to knock you out. So he's throwing his punches. I make my turtle defense, squat under the line of punches, push off of this back foot. One of the main mistakes that people make is they reach for their partner before they've closed the distance. So don't do this, okay? Because if Ray is a decent boxer, as I come in, he may step back, right? If I'm caught here reaching, that's no good. So you'd be better off to just have a failed attempt and keeping your hands up, circling, and then recommitting to your diving clinch. So again, he's throwing, I lower my level, push off of my back foot, and the back of my hands hit his chest. I'm coming over his bicep on the rear side. Coming behind, I pinch my knees over his knee, and I use my ear to correct the posture. If he tries to break me down, using my ear, leaning into him, keeping him off balance. One more time.